I'll read one in the chat. One of my greatest challenges is finding compassion for those who are harming others and our society, notably in the last few years. How do you summon that energy? Where is Avalokiteshvara when I need her?
One of the wonderful things Thich Nhat Hanh taught me is, and others, many, many others, is that compassion is not possible without understanding. And my experience of that, short story, some years ago, some of you know, our house was bombed. There's a group trying to eliminate interracial couples in the state where we lived. And we had the good fortune of being able to go to Plum Village for a month right after that. And we sat with Thich Nhat Hanh in silence, and we asked how we were and checked on our dog and all that stuff. And then he says, "It's terrible what happened to you, but it did. And you have work to do. Don't put your energy there." I'm still talking about nourishing yourself. Don't put your energy into that which does not give you energy back. No, the internet is full of spellcasters and masquerades, and it's pure theater of the mind. And so many of us take it so seriously, like it's something else. It's just the mind at work, telling stories, making up things, giving its view. That's what the mind does. Now we just have a vehicle where we can all witness it. And we should witness it from the perspective of compassion. Because our minds have all been conditioned. That's normal. This is not about hating our parents or our ancestors or our society where we grew up, but we've all been conditioned to see things a certain way, to understand things a certain way. And part of maintaining your balance is being willing to understand something new. It becomes very difficult to stay on your tricycle if you're confused about what you're doing. So understanding, and the poem from in Ty's book called Recommendation and a song that goes with it, Plum Village website, is a great testimony to the fact that only thing worthy of you is compassion. He wrote the poem after some of his youthful student members had been assassinated in Vietnam because they cared for everyone and did not ask which side you were on. That's compassion. But compassion cannot happen without understanding. So I studied the group that bombed our house. I made a point of understanding how they grew up as children, how they were marginalized as adults, how they were impoverished, how they were educated to hate. And the more I understood about that group's suffering, the more compassion I had. I still met with the police. They still should go to jail. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about my heart and the energy I put into the world, because I realized if they didn't kill us with the bomb, they wanted us to have a whole life preoccupied with hate as a reaction. This is a dangerous space. So when you are committed to changing the world, one must be careful not to become that which one is trying to change. And that's why our practice of mindfulness, contemplation, whatever you want to call it, given your spiritual orientation, is important to us. So that we don't get carried away, we don't get misled, or if we are carried away or misled, we realize it soon enough to avoid an accident. It's just like driving. Oh, I took my mind off the road. and how do we do this together is the question. we're making some fabulous strides as individual practitioners. But how do we learn from one another? And how do we lead one another rather than be led?